1. Beat the heat. How medications can increase risk of heat-related illness. 2. Heatwave warning. 5 common medications that make it harder to cope. 3. Dangerous heatwave side effects. These common drugs can be fatal in 35 degrees Celsius weather. 4. How SSRIs affect your body in the heat. Tips to stay cool and safe. 5. Summer safety. How heat affects medications and your health. 1. Beat the heat. How medications can increase risk of heat-related illness. Did you know your daily pill could be turning summer into a health hazard? It's a shocking reality for many. The medications you rely on might be silently sabotaging your body's ability to handle the heat. Pharmacists like Katie Chuprin warn that certain drugs disrupt your body's natural cooling system by reducing sweat production, a critical defense against soaring temperatures. Think of it like this: when your body can't sweat properly, it's like wearing a thermal blanket on a 95 degrees Fahrenheit day. The most common culprits: allergy medications, antidepressants, and overactive bladder treatments. But here's where it gets controversial. Many people don't realize how these everyday drugs stack up, especially when combined with other medications. For instance, someone on both an antihistamine and a blood pressure pill might be at double the risk without even knowing it. And this is the part most people miss. Hydration isn't just about sipping water. When taking these medications, you need to actively combat dehydration by drinking fluids before you feel thirsty, because the body's signals can be dulled. Now, let's talk about the sun. Some drugs, like the antibiotic doxycycline or heart medication amiodarone, make your skin act like a solar panel, absorbing UV rays with dangerous intensity. It's not just about sunburns. Prolonged exposure can lead to severe reactions. This is where sunscreen becomes non-negotiable. Pair it with a wide-brimmed hat and loose, light-colored clothing, and you're halfway to safety. But here's a twist: even if you follow all the rules, your body might still surprise you. That's why Chuprin stresses: listen to your body like it's your best friend. If you feel lightheaded or dizzy, don't brush it off as fatigue. It could be a heat-related emergency. And this is the part that sparks debate. Should pharmacists warn patients about heat risks on medication labels? Or is it up to doctors to flag these dangers during checkups? We want to hear your take. What's your take? Are you checking your medication's heat warnings? Share your thoughts below and help us uncover the hidden dangers in your medicine cabinet. 2. Heatwave warning. 5 common medications that make it harder to cope. As the mercury rises, the risk of heat-related illnesses skyrockets, especially for individuals taking certain prescription medications. But here's the alarming part: some common drugs can secretly sabotage your body's ability to cope with the heat. The human body has an incredible cooling system, relying on sweating, blood flow to the skin, and fluid balance to regulate its temperature. However, certain medications can disrupt these processes, making it harder to stay cool and increasing the risk of heat-related illnesses. So, which medication should you be aware of this summer? Let's dive into the top 5 prescription drugs that can make it harder to cope with the heat. 1. Antidepressants. 2 types of antidepressants: selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, and tricyclics, TCAs, can make summer more challenging. They can cause heat intolerance by affecting the body's ability to sweat. For instance, TCAs can block acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in sweating. This can lead to reduced sweating, making it harder to cool down on a hot day. On the other hand, TCAs can also increase noradrenaline levels, which can stimulate sweat glands and increase sweating. In fact, up to 14% of antidepressant users experience increased sweating as a side effect. SSRIs can also interfere with the hypothalamus, the brain region that controls body temperature and regulates sweat gland activity. 2. Antipsychotics. These medications are used to treat psychosis, which can occur in schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. They work by blocking the neurotransmitter dopamine, which affects serotonin levels and disrupts the hypothalamus's ability to sense and respond to body temperature changes. As a result, individuals taking antipsychotics might not feel overheated or thirsty, even when it's scorching outside. This can lead to low blood pressure, reduced heart function, and narrowed blood vessels, making it harder for the body to release heat and cool down. Antipsychotics also have anticholinergic properties, which block the action of acetylcholine and make it harder to sweat. 3. Heart medications. Beta blockers, used to manage heart failure and arrhythmias, can limit blood flow to the skin, making it harder for the body to release heat on hot days. Diuretics, commonly used to treat high blood pressure or heart failure, can increase urine output, leading to dehydration and electrolyte imbalances. This can reduce the body's ability to sweat properly, and severe dehydration can even cause the body to stop feeling thirsty. Ramipril and losartan, used to manage blood pressure, can also increase the risk of dehydration by blocking the body's natural system for controlling blood pressure, fluid balance, and thirst. 4. Stimulants. Stimulants, such as amphetamines used for ADHD, can affect many brain chemicals, including dopamine and noradrenaline. This can increase body temperature, boost metabolism, and change how the body sweats, making it harder to cool down, especially during exercise or in hot weather. Stimulants can also reduce the feeling of tiredness, causing individuals to overexert themselves without realizing the danger. However, recent research suggests that people with ADHD who take stimulants might actually have a lower chance of heat-related illnesses, although larger trials are needed to confirm this. 5. Insulin. Warm temperatures can cause blood vessels to dilate, enhancing blood flow to the area where insulin is injected and leading to faster insulin absorption. This can cause blood sugar levels to drop more quickly, leading to hypoglycemia, which can cause dizziness, shaking, sweating, irritability, and even loss of consciousness or seizures. Faster insulin absorption can also make it harder for individuals with diabetes to notice signs of low blood sugar in the heat, as common symptoms may be mistaken for heat-related issues. But here's the part most people miss. Heat can also degrade insulin, reducing its effectiveness and making it unsafe. This is why insulin should be stored in the fridge until use, especially during summer. Damaged insulin can change appearance, turning cloudy or changing color. So, how can you avoid heat stroke if you're taking one of these prescription medications? First, always check the labels for storage instructions and avoid leaving medications in hot places, such as cars or windowsills. Insulin isn't the only drug affected by heat. Inhalers and EpiPens can also malfunction or become less effective. Second, stay hydrated when it's hot, unless your doctor has advised otherwise. Dehydration can worsen the effects of many medicines, and anti-inflammatory painkillers like ibuprofen can cause kidney problems if you're dehydrated. Bipolar medicines, including lithium, can become toxic if you're dehydrated. Avoid peak heat hours and stay in cool environments when possible. Watch for warning signs of heat-related illness, such as dizziness, confusion, nausea, or excessive sweating. And most importantly, don't stop taking your prescription medication without medical advice. If you're concerned about how your medication is affecting your ability to cope with the heat, speak with your doctor or pharmacist. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think the benefits of these medications outweigh the risks, or should alternative treatments be explored? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As the temperature continues to rise, it's essential to be aware of the potential risks associated with certain prescription medications and take steps to stay safe and healthy. 3. Dangerous heatwave side effects. These common drugs can be fatal in 35 degrees Celsius weather. Common prescription drugs that can be fatal when taken in scorching 35 degrees Celsius heat waves. An increasingly prescribed medication, antidepressants like selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, poses significant risks during high temperatures. In parts of the UK, such as the southeast and London, heat waves are projected to reach 34 to 35 degrees Celsius, potentially exceeding Barbados average. An Amber Health Alert has been issued by the UK Health Security Agency, UKHSA, due to these conditions, warning of increased strain on public services like the NHS. Experts warn that 5 million Brits may face heightened health risks, including anxiety, OCD, PTSD, and bulimia. However, SSRIs, commonly prescribed for mood disorders, have been linked to excessive sweating during heat waves, a side effect experts claim could worsen body temperature. A study published in The Sun highlights how these medications affect brain chemistry, particularly the hypothalamus, which regulates body temperature. Tricyclic antidepressants, though less frequently used, can disrupt sleep or overheating, depending on their function. To mitigate risks, individuals should avoid outdoor activities during peak hours and stay in shaded areas. If symptoms persist, consulting a healthcare provider is crucial. This issue underscores the importance of managing prescriptions carefully during extreme weather. 4. How SSRIs affect your body in the heat. Tips to stay cool and safe. Ever felt like the summer heat is hitting you harder than ever, and you can't quite figure out why? Imagine this. You're on medication to manage your mood, but suddenly, the scorching sun feels like a personal vendetta against you. If you're taking an SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, and find yourself wondering why hot days seem unbearable, you're not alone. But here's where it gets controversial. Could your medication be the culprit? Let's dive in. Living in a place like Phoenix, I'm no stranger to temperatures that make sidewalks sizzle. Usually, I handle the heat with a mix of grit and hydration. But this year, something felt off. Simple errands left me with a pounding headache, morning walks felt like marathons, and my sweat levels? Let's just say I could have filled a pool. It was around this time I started taking sertraline, generics aloft, and I couldn't help but wonder, was my medication turning me into a human furnace? SSRI medications like sertraline, citalopram, Celexa, escitalopram, Lexapro, and flaxetin, Prozac, are go-to treatments for depression and anxiety, prescribed to millions annually. Their primary job? Boost serotonin levels to lift your mood. But here's the part most people miss. SSRIs can also mess with your body's temperature regulation system. And this isn't just a minor side effect, it's a big deal when the mercury rises. Dr. Gerard Sarnacora, a psychiatry professor at Yale School of Medicine, puts it bluntly: SSRIs can make some people sweat excessively. And that's not just uncomfortable, it's risky, especially in extreme heat. A 2005 study even suggests up to 20% of SSRI users might experience this. But it's not just about sweating more, it's about your body's ability to cool itself. When SSRIs interfere with the hypothalamus, the brain's thermostat, you might feel hotter than usual, or worse, your body might struggle to cool down at all. And here's where it gets even trickier. While some people sweat buckets, others might sweat less, which can be downright dangerous. It really depends on the individual, Dr. Sarnacora notes. Plus, it's not just SSRIs. Tricyclic antidepressants, beta blockers, antihistamines, and even pain relievers like acetaminophen can make you heat intolerant. So, what's a person to do? First, don't panic, and definitely don't stop your medication without talking to your doctor. Quitting cold turkey could send your mental health into a tailspin, and ironically, make you feel even hotter. Instead, here's a game plan to stay safe and sane in the heat. 1. Talk to your doctor. If you suspect your medication is making you miserable in the heat, call your healthcare provider. They might adjust your dosage or switch you to a different med. 2. Avoid the heat. When possible, on scorching days, stay indoors or seek out air-conditioned spaces like malls or libraries. If you must go out, take frequent breaks in the shade. 3. Hydrate like your life depends on it. Drink water throughout the day, aiming for pale yellow urine. Add electrolytes if you're sweating heavily. 4. Dress smart. Opt for moisture wicking, natural fabrics like linen instead of synthetic materials. Your body cools through sweat evaporation, so don't trap moisture against your skin. 5. Embrace the uncool. To stay cool, carry a portable fan, wear a cooling towel, or even use a sun umbrella. Looking stylish is great, but staying cool is non-negotiable. 6. Know the signs of heat exhaustion. Dizziness, headache, nausea, and reduced urine output are red flags. If you notice these, cool down immediately to avoid heat stroke, which can be life-threatening. 7. Keep nights cool. If night sweats are your nemesis, keep your bedroom between 60 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, use a fan, and ditch memory foam mattresses and satin sheets. Linen bedding might be pricey, but it's a game changer for sweaty sleepers. Here's the bottom line. While SSRIs might increase your risk of heat-related issues, that doesn't mean you should avoid them if you need them. Be extra cautious in hot weather, whether you're on an SSRI or not, Dr. Sarna Kaur advises. But if you are on one, take a few extra steps to protect yourself. Now, here's a thought-provoking question for you. Should doctors be more upfront about the heat-related risks of SSRIs, or is it on patients to do their own research? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm all ears. 5. Summer safety. How heat affects medications and your health. Summer's scorching heat isn't just a discomfort, it's a hidden danger for those on certain medications. As temperatures climb, so does the risk of heat-related illnesses, and some everyday prescriptions might be quietly making your body more vulnerable to the sun's harsh effects. Imagine this: you're running errands on a sweltering day, your body already struggling to stay cool, and suddenly you feel dizzy, nauseous, or overheated. For people on specific medications, this isn't just a coincidence, it's a predictable risk. Dr. Jesse Bracamont, a family physician at the Mayo Clinic, explains, people are out and about, overheated, and not feeling well. They can become heat exhausted quickly, and medications play a big role in that. The CDC warns that certain drugs interfere with the body's natural ability to regulate temperature, leaving you less able to cool down and more sensitive to sunlight. But it's not just about sweating, it's also about hydration. Some medications, like diuretics, can dehydrate you, leading to lightheadedness or nausea. If you're on meds that affect hydration, staying watered is non-negotiable, Bracamont emphasizes. The list of problematic drugs includes anticholinergics, antidepressants, antipsychotics, antihistamines, beta blockers, diuretics, antibiotics, and antifungals. But here's where it gets tricky. Heat doesn't just affect your body, it can also damage the medications themselves. Insulin, inhalers, and EpiPens are especially fragile in high temperatures. You don't want to leave any meds in the heat, Bracamont advises. To stay safe, prioritize hydration, avoid prolonged sun exposure, and layer up with protective clothing. However, here's a thought to ponder. Do most people realize how sensitive their medications are to environmental factors? While the advice seems straightforward, there's a growing debate about whether pharmaceutical companies should include clearer warnings about storage conditions. What's your take? Have you ever noticed your meds acting differently in the heat? Share your experiences below. Your story might help someone else stay safe this summer.